Nestling beneath the North York moors is the village of Thornton-le-Dale. And for over 30 years, it's been the home of the Mathewsons. A dynasty of dealers with a love of classics.
They just have a personality, there's just something about them.
In all shapes and sizes.
Well, it is the best job ever, really, isn't it?
A passion that can be turned into brass. They auction over 4,000 rare vehicles every year.
Start me on it, we're going to be with it.
Most people will go to a sale with something in mind, but come away with something different.
Some things either got it or it hasn't.
It's what they fall in love with on that day.
There's head of the family, Derek.
What a runner. Smooth as silk, this car.
Trusted lieutenants, sons Paul.
Working with your family, it has its ups and its downs. God, blimey.
And Dave.
I bet you £1 it doesn't start.
The fun is the chase.
Morning, Mathewsons.
You just don't know what's on the end of the phone, what you're going to find when you open them doors.
Spot on.
That's the find of the century. It's the real deal.
Just never really 2 days exactly the same.
This is a family's love affair with motors that have lived a life.
There's a story behind every car in this building.
Testing.
Most people will buy a car because they can relate to it, maybe a car that Dad had. We're selling dreams.
Right, here we go.
On sale this week.
Now, this is something very special. There it is. It's the Dodge Bus. Work of art, that. Love it to bits. Start me on it.
I can't tell you how many hours we've got in it because it's a labour of love. What I can say, I had all the bills from the wife.
VX2300 FE, 1978, Durham City Police car. Lovely bit of kit.
It's as is, as you would have found, flying around late 70s. So you can imagine a couple of burly officers in there cruising around.
Oh, I tell you what, it's a fair cop.
Renault Sport Spider, 1997. Never seen one, haven't got a clue what they are. Strange car, isn't it?
When I saw it, I just fell in love with it.
Mathewsons is straining at the seams with classic vehicles. There are many from the 1950s and 60s.
You were really the king of the roadway if you were driving one of these. Yeah, it just takes me back.
Alongside some new romantics, currently enjoying a second youth.
You don't get anything looking like that, and it is a proper two-door sports coupe, not a souped-up family hot hatch car.
As for the pre-war vehicles, there are fewer on offer, but they're usually in good nick.
People say, do you think it's been looked after? Well, if it hadn't been looked after, it wouldn't be here, would it?
Cars like this 1926 Standard Tourer are preserved working examples of a time when driving really was driving.
Pull the choke out, retard the vehicle, press the starter, get ready, put it on advance, tickle it up a little bit with your cruise control lever, as you want to call it there. There's a lot to do.
Dave's been up early.
On the tacho brake at the moment, you can obviously only drive so many hours before you need a break.
He's already collected a Mini and a Jowett.
Gonna finish off by going round to Cleckheaton to pick up a 1926 Dodge and a Triumph motorbike. Yeah. I have seen some photographs of the Dodge, which is just like a big version of that Jowett that's on the back there.
Generally speaking, Dave doesn't share Derek's passion for the really old stuff.
That would be all right trundling around little Thornton-Dale, but you can't trundle around Leeds in that. As a rule, the market's really slow for pre-war and post-war cars, unless they're a little bit different.
Just down the road, coach company owner Ian Mitchell definitely has a rare vehicle that fits Dave's criteria.
A 1926 Dodge Brothers, I believe imported from America as a chassis cab.
Believed to have once been a hearse, it's existed for most of his life as a Charabang-style bus that Ian has done the mother of all restorations on.
Every little bolt's been taken apart and put back on, the chrome work's being re-chromed, the whole ash framework's being replaced, the gearbox, all the bearings have been done. The only thing I haven't really got right into is the engine, but we stripped it and made sure everything was in order, put it all back together. So basically everything has been done on it that needs doing. The original parts on it are really the mud guards, the wheels, the chassis, engine and gearbox.
Ian's no stranger to taking things back to basics. He's helping a neighbour restore a Mini, and his son do up a camper van. But working nearly every Saturday for 4 years on the Dodge has been a big test of his renovation skills.
I started hoping that I'd give it a quick couple of new panels on it and a brush paint job and put it on the road, but as we got into it, found all the woodwork underneath was rotten, so we started at one corner and we've worked our way around doing all the bodywork, but then decided that the bodywork then was better than the rest of it, so we took the body off and replaced everything on it.
Ian did all the work on the Dodge, so it could be used for his son's wedding. These days, it rarely leaves the workshop.
It's 3.5 litres, and it's quite a big engine, but very low compression.
Future drivers best advised to know its limitations.
Top speed, comfortable, probably about 45. You might get it up to 50 downhill with the wind behind you, but I wouldn't recommend it, I don't think. As there's only brakes on the rear axle on this, there's no brakes on the front, so you're better keeping well within the safety limits, basically. I'd like it to go to somebody that's probably going to use it, or someone that, you know, that has a collection that they can put it in. I mean, ideally a museum, but it doesn't want to be sat in a museum. It ought to be run because I've done it, so it could be run, so it would be practical to be run. I wouldn't say it do Monte Carlo rally, but having said that, you know, the local rallies and things like that, it needs to be shown, I think.
Ian's got some idea of how much the Dodge is worth, but he's given up thinking about trying to recoup the renovation costs.
I can't tell you how many hours we've got in it because it's a labour of love. What I can say, I hid all the bills from the wife, so she wouldn't know how much I'm spending on it.
Fresh from his roadside rest, Dave finally tips up at the coach depot.
Now then, mate, you all right?
Yeah, fine. How are you?
Good. Yeah, let's have a look in, mate, yeah. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just hope it sells now, really.
Yeah. No, it's a nice bit of kit. It's great. So what's the story behind it then, mate?
I bought it as a runner,
yeah.
But all the woodwork were rotten on it. So we've stripped it right down to the chassis, everything.
In here?
In here, yeah. It's taken a while.
Yeah, no, she's lovely, mate, isn't she? Smells nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well as the Dodge, Ian has a Triumph Bonneville bike that's also going to the auction.
Oh, morning.
It's a 1976 model, originally a 650, but with a completely rebuilt and modified engine.
What's the story with the bike then, mate? Have you done this as well?
Yeah. I had an engine and I decided to get a frame and some forks and put it all together, but it's got a half-race cam in that.
Has it?
And some bigger inlet valves and, well, it's the Morgo 750 conversion. It goes very well, actually.
How long you had that?
2012, but it hasn't run in yet. It's only done about 400 miles in a total rebuild. It'll be a good buy for someone, will that?
The Bonneville will have a reserve of around £4,000. The Dodge may be a bit more difficult to value.
The prices have stayed pretty much the same as they have been for the last 5 or 10 years, but they haven't been selling. They're a difficult thing to move on. I would think probably around somewhere between 15 and 20k. What sort of money we're going to try and go for with this Dodge then, Ian?
Well, we talked about 14. It might be a little bit high, that, but I think I have to try for that, really. That's what I've got in it, to be honest. I know it's a limited market, and we may have to give a little bit on that, but we'll see what happens.
So we'll think about 15k-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll be quite happy with that.
Yeah. Thanks ever so much,
great.
mate. That's brilliant. Okay. Right, I'll grab me dog.
Right.
Oz. Good lad. Jump in there. Brilliant.
Thornton-le-Dale, Derek's had a few brushes with the law over the years. There was Dixie, the 1969 Moggy 1000.
There it is. That's the burglar alarm.
A celebrity Volvo with TV cop drama credits.
Do you know the local Bobby on the beat?
No, but I think we're going to soon. From what I can see, we've got a better car than him. If he wants to borrow it, he can.
And of course, the Velocet LE200, which made him very nervous.
You're up to a bit of skullduggery, and next thing you know, you've got a hand on your shoulder. I used to say things like, put that dustbin back. Where'd you get that dustbin from? Put that dustbin back.
Today, 270 miles away in Wells, Somerset, another common sight in Derek's rear-view mirror is about to be dispatched. This 1978 2.3-litre Vauxhall Victor VX90 used to belong to Durham Constabulary. It's been restored by local garage owner Nathan Wilmot, who loves iconic British motors and cop cars in particular.
It's as is, as you would have found, on the roads, flying around, late 70s, early 80s. You can imagine a couple of burly officers in there cruising around. They would have had the little panda cars, but then they would have had a bigger car like that to then catch the criminals floating up and down. In its day, it would have been quite hard to get away from. When I found out about the car, it was the only one in existence. So I thought, well, if we're going to do a project, let's do a real unusual one. And here we are. We have a Vauxhall VX90, which is the only surviving British police Vauxhall VX in existence.
The cops have long been involved in a motoring arms race with criminals. The Ford Anglia was never built with high-speed pursuits in mind, but they made the perfect panda car. And as well as appearing in countless TV dramas, they were always a comfortable option for those handcuffed in the back. The arrival of the Ford Zephyr and motorways saw the old Bill step up their game. The Zephyr 6 Mark III was known as the police special, but it didn't yet have a siren. It might have been straight out of Z-cars, but it was a sign that police weren't prepared to be outrun. But in the 80s, the long arm of the law was struggling to keep up. High-spec Vauxhall Carltons were used as motorway interceptors, but they couldn't catch the bad guys if they had a Lotus Carlton, a four-door so fast, the government had to go at banning it. With its classic jam sandwich livery, the Vauxhall has taken pride of place in Nathan's garage, which is a shrine to old-school motoring.
We have a 1967 Ford Anglia here. We're going to keep this one, a particular favourite of mine. I'd like to keep all of them really, but needs must and lack of room. This was sold as a part of a collection of motorbikes, and the owner, he had a love for motorbikes but not a love for cars. And he actually saved this Anglia. It was going to be sold to his mate if nobody else bought it. And he was going to cut it up and put a hot rod engine in it, which I thought was criminal. We saved her, and she only goes out on dry days. It's a personal favourite. No amount of money would buy that one now. It's a bit like I'd say it's like a boy's bedroom. That's what it's been described as before now. So it could be anything, automobilia. I've always collected little bits, but on the scale I have here with the signs and things like that, probably about 5 years I've really sort of got into it. I also have an Austin A35 van, again 1967. Lots of people would have had these. Yeah, this one here gets a lot of attention again. And there's another one that's been saved, part of our British history, motoring history. It's not really a job really. It's like having a hobby every day. And they say if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Nathan's hoping the VX90 will fetch around £6 at the auction. But until it finally goes, he's primed for any emergency call-outs.
Maybe in a former life I may have been a police officer, I don't know. That is the original air horn sirens, two-tone, that you would have had. When you're sat in this car and you have the sirens on, you do almost go back in time and you get that feeling that how this must tell us a lot of stories, this car. And even not being a police officer or anything like that myself, you still get that thrill. You can picture yourself almost being back there and flicking the sirens on and chasing somebody. It puts a smile on your face. You watch things like The Sweeney or Life on Mars and stuff like that, and you think, oh, I got one of these at the garage. I think I could be Gene Hunt, yes. I think whoever buys this car is really going to have some fun in it.
Back in the Mathewsons showroom, Sarah has got her own investigation going on. How did all this stuff get here? And where will it end up?
I don't know where to start. What's all that about? What is that about? I don't even know who would buy that. But hey, who am I? I don't judge.
Round here, auto memorabilia is a loose term.
It's a ram's head, isn't it? I actually quite like it. Yeah.
It's got a nice goatee beard.
Goatee. Maybe we should get it for Dave. To match his goatee beard.
Yeah. So we can hang some on it.
His pants, when he throws them and he takes them off
Goes like that.
I think this is going to make money, you know. I know that's a little bit random. I quite like it. Just rammed it in the window. Derek did say the other day, don't worry, Sarah, I'll come and help you. No, I don't need him in here to help me. Can you imagine? It'd be absolute chaos. He doesn't listen, he'll completely take charge, he won't do it properly. Nah, I can't cope with him in here as well. We'd end up falling out, there'd be a fight. One of us would end up laid on the floor with a black eye. It would probably be Derek.
In Pickering, everyone's gearing up for another closed auction.
Testing.
Let me just have another sweet to get me through.
How many sweets have we got left?
No. Go, sir. That's all I've got.
On the slate today, the modified 1976 Triumph Bonneville and the completely renovated Dodge Brothers Hearst Cum bus from 1926. Chief car washer Bubbles, full of admiration.
I like square boxy things. I like the shape of it. I like the square lines and the nice flowing mudguard, things like that. A nice vehicle. 9 times out of 10 they start doing a vehicle and they think, oh, I just want the engine doing, and they get sucked into it. You get carried away.
This one, of course, in metallic green, looks the part, doesn't it? Nice and light and nimble and well balanced. I would think there'd be a lot of fun to be had in that old bike, yeah. 22,000 miles. It's not worn out by any means, is it? So, yeah, someone will have a good bike there.
Any famous people associated with them?
Oh, there will be, won't there? I don't know them. I don't know any famous people at all. I might treat myself and get a telly soon, and then I might get to see a few, mightn't I?
It looks like something Steve McQueen would use.
Yeah, well, I'll take your word for that. Who's he?
1976 Bonneville, this is a nice machine. Start me on this one. 35, 3,500. Bonneville, 36, 36, going 36.7, 37 and away and selling 39, 4, and it's a Bonneville.
It was your bid at 4, actually. You're happy with 4. It's your bid at 4, John, yeah.
On sale and going. Is the one anywhere? 4-1. Jordan's back in.
4-2, Derek. 4-2. Your bid, John.
4,002. You're out, Jordan, out on the net. Andrew's bid. On his way and going. Are you sure you're all done? Internet's out. Be quick if you're coming in. 4-2 and selling. Thanks, Andrew.
Volunteer Andrew Dickens relaying the winning bid.
Yeah, he's done all right there, that guy, John, from Aberdeenshire. First motorbike he's bought. He popped in from holiday the other day on his way back up to Aberdeen, called in and had a look at it, and you're over the moon.
Next up, the second of the Cleckheaton 2, the Dodge Charabang.
136, now this is something very special. There it is. It's the Dodge bus. This is very, very special bit of kit. There's a lot of use for this. Brilliant bit of advertising for a coach company. Start me on it. 10, we'll try. 10,005. It looks for nothing, doesn't it? 10,5 only. I'll take 11. Does he want 11, Rob?
11.
£11,000 on my left. Rob's the bidder. £11,000. We'll submit it. Are you all done? 11,000 and going. Provisional 11,000. Rob, 11,000. We'll try it.
Take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
£3 grand under reserve. But after Paul makes some calls, the deal is sealed.
Just spoken to the vendor on the Dodge bus. He's taken the bid, 11,000. I think that's a good bid for that, really. The guy was looking for more like 14, to be truthful, but and I don't blame him. If it was mine, I think I probably would. But it's not the most practical of buses, is it? Let's be fair. You know, they're lovely, aren't they? Don't get me wrong. I love to see them. I wouldn't thank you to go far in it. You know, 2 mile down the road, that's far enough. You know, 15 mile down the road's the end of the world in a minute. You know, it's just a long way.
He's not planning any trips to the seaside.
You never know, do you? You never know. You never know. If he's just had a bad run of engine management issues in his Mercedes, I think I'd rather service the Dodge and go in the Dodge.
At the garage, the vehicles are stacking up. It's the United Nations on wheels. There are plenty of Germans, quite a few Italians, but not much from France. That is until Derek claps his eyes on something he's not really au fait with.
Strange car, isn't it?
The 1998 rear-engine Renault Spider Sport has lots of je ne sais quoi and is a rare sight on British roads.
Crossing up. So it's a twist.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Alison and Mark Wilcock have had it for 19 years, and it came to them as a bit of an extra.
We bought it because we were buying a new house, and that was in the garage, and we ended up buying both the house and the car, and it still looks absolutely brand spanking new.
There's French flair, but it's also a bit basic.
It's very different. It's not got power steering, and it's not got brakes on the servo, so it's quite heavy, but when you're driving it at obviously legal speeds, it goes round the roundabouts and things like it's on rails. It's brilliant, yeah. It really holds the road.
Well, as you say, it's a question of testing the market, isn't it? The only good thing about it is not too much to go by, have you? You know, nor has anybody else.
On the upside, there's a 2-litre Clio engine and only 5,000 miles on the clock. So Derek will be able to say it's only just run in.
The main thing I'm worried about is getting somebody interested in it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's going.
So have you enjoyed it?
We have enjoyed it, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for bringing it over, Mark. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, good. Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Speak to you again. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Sarah's still on memorabilia duty. But at least Derek's trotted over to lend a hand.
I'm not sure who's been doing that, really, but someone's had a little go and lotted them up. Probably lotted them up wrong, really. I always check round. Sarah's really good at what she does, as you know. She's extremely good, as long as you keep things simple. We're like carers, really. That's what we are. We're like carers. You're going to throw that at me now, aren't you?
Why do you want a bucket of change, Derek?
Oh, that is beautiful. You don't see many of them. Fantastic, aren't they? Oh, we got a. What's that there? Like goat's head or something? That's some sort of.
It's a ramp. Do you know, I really like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
We get some weird stuff here, don't we? I don't mind all this weird gear because I love to go to an auction where you don't know what you're going to get. Yeah. You know, there's no point going to an auction that's full of 2-gallon cans, is it? And all you know you're going to buy is like a 2-gallon can. You can come here and you can buy a road lamp and a wall-mounted ram's head. Brilliant. I think this is what it's all about, isn't it? Spice of life, mate. That's what it is. It's addictive, though.
The one and only reason, because our men are a little bit crackers.
50% are like not all there. 25% are pretty balmy, and the other 25% want sectioning, don't they? That's basically how it works out. Which I think I'm in the last section myself. Yeah.
Down in the village, Nathan Wilmot's just arriving with the Vauxhall Victor police car.
This is where we find we've left the keys behind.
It'll get the once-over from the boys in blue, otherwise known as the Mathewsons.
Like a dream.
Led by Chief Interrogator D.I. Derrick.
It's all on the button. Sirens were all of it, and the original sirens, they're not the electronic rubbish, it is all proper. Yeah, but I thought, well, this was the place for it, really.
I do well. Don't go with the keys, will you?
No, I give them to you.
Yeah,
all right, mate.
Have a good trip back.
Thank you. Cheers.
Derrick's got fond memories of the Vauxhall Victor. It was a staple of his time as a dealer down south.
Here we are. Great car. We liked them ever so much. We used to buy quite a lot in the early days out of a little old auction in Bedfordshire called Biggleswade Car Auctions. There weren't really popular cars for traders to buy, but I used to buy them, especially the States, because they used to sell well. But the London lads didn't like them. They were Cortina men, obviously, Essex, Romford and all the rest of it. But of course we did up in Luton and Bedfordshire because they sold well because of what they are. So we'd buy them cheap. Most of Luton, they all drove Vauxhalls, of course. If it weren't a Victor, it was a Viva or something similar. Yeah, I think they were maybe more popular with the older guy. I don't remember the Jack the lads buying them, really. They were always really good, very reliable, sold very well, and generally, as I say, owned by an older driver who perhaps didn't do the miles that the younger guys did. So we had an awful lot of nice, sensible mileage Victors, you know, 25, 45,000 miles, just nice. Very smart, not in the least bit tatty. It's good enough to go out on the road there today as a police car. You know, it wouldn't let any police force down this, in its condition-wise. It's good. I think it's excellent. I just hope that someone does realise that and appreciate it, and bid accordingly. You know, it's worth tidy money, that car. I don't know what it's going to make, but it's going to make tidy money. So we shall see. And there's your little button underneath there, and I don't know whether we've got anything. Have we got that? We got the lot. Oh, I tell you what, it's a fair cop.
Now this is unusual, look at this. Victor 2300, VX 2300 FE, 1978, Durham City police car. You've all read about it, I'm sure. Lovely bit of kit. Where are we starting? 4,250, 4,250, 4,500, 4,750, 5,000, 5,250. What a car. Genuine police car. Quick in their day, these 2300s. They don't hang about.
Yeah, it's
5,250, 5,500 on the left. 5,500. Internet's out, 5,500. I'll take 6 if it makes you feel better. 5,005 for the first. 5,500 for the second.
Down to you.
Third and last time, provisionally 5,500. 5,500 on the left, provisionally.
Thanks very much for your bids. Thank you. Bye.
In the office, Paul's on the case.
Your motor's got to 5.5. What do you think? Good, man. I'll put it together and we'll get you weighed off as soon as we can, eh? Thanks, Nathan. All the best. Ta-da. We're there. He's happy. Ironically, it's another Nathan that's bought it as well.
New buyer, dealer Nathan Jones.
Nathan, how are you? Yeah, we're all right, thank you. Yes. Family good? Yeah, sound. Yeah, no bother, mate. Yeah, looking forward to going home. We're doing a midnight sale. Yeah. Well, you know, Father's nickname is the Midnight Cowboy, you know, so... listen, I've just got your police car. He's accepted your offer, so I thought I'd just ping you through and put you out your misery, you know. Good, man. Superb. See you, mate. Ta-da. Bye-bye. Yeah, he's happy enough. So that's good, isn't it? From one Nathan to another Nathan. It's a lovely old car, isn't it? Luckily, I've never actually sat in the back of one, I don't think. So I'm all right.
Sometime later in Thornton-le-Dale, situation normal.
Hello, Mathewsons.
So we'll do that then. So when are you about? Most of the time? Are you there now?
If we've still got it, it'll be on our website. We have some number plates.
What's it like working? I said, what's it like working in the office where they're sawing and hammering and...
It's fantastic. It's peaceful, tranquil. It's like being on holiday.
Derek, what's it like trying to work whilst the builders are in?
What builders? Yeah, oh, is that what they're doing? It's all right, mate. Yeah, it's okay. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Well, it's less than ideal, isn't it, really? Let's be fair, no one wants to live or work at or next to a building site, do we? We're trying to keep the noise down to a minimum, but sadly, that's life, isn't it?
It's all part of expanding the office, the bigger picture, the grand plan.
Basically, just get everyone back, because the split sites, they're paid in the... really.
But they're making a cracking job, look at them. You'd think they know what they were doing, wouldn't you?
Apparently it's going to be open plan.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Was there a quote come in? I didn't see a quote.
Yeah.
There was one? Yeah. Right.
Well, at least there's no rush.
We'll be done this week, Paul.
Auction day, and the pre-COVID crowds are flocking to Thornton-le-Dale for a bargain.
Well, I've got 11 grandkids, 2 great-grandbabies, and I bought it for them to share, really. It's got a little engine in it and everything. I'm sure that they'll be chuffed to death with that.
A couple of bits of Sarah's memorabilia have already got under the hammer. To everyone's surprise, the decorative ram's head is still looking for a home. But the very useful bucket of chains is now...
£20 here with me, are we done? We are...
in a private collection of tat, belonging to Derek Mathewson. But it's the rare Renault Spider from 1998 that seems to be causing the most interest. Only 100 of these aluminium and plastic sports cars were imported into the UK.
It's different. It is, it's quirky.
Maurice and Janet Smith from Goole already making plans.
So big.
Good.
Going out with the wind in their hair, I think.
She'd have to buy a hat to keep her hair down. Or a roof. We'd have some fun in it.
Renault Sport Spider 1997. Never seen one, haven't got a clue what they are. No doubt you will. There's some people out there that will understand them very, very well, I'm sure. Anyway, start me on it. 15 and we're away. 15, 15, we're off. 15.5, 16.5, 17, 17.5, 17.5. Won't sell, I don't think, at that. 17.5, 17.5. Sorry, pal, 18, didn't see you there. 18, 18,000 in the doorway, gonna submit it. 18.5 on the phone. 19, he says, 19, in the doorway, you're out the back. 19.5, 19.5. They tell me they're worth 25, I don't know. 19.5 on the phone. What do you think? Fill it up, 20,000. Yeah, we'll stand a good chance of doing a deal now, 20,000. Starts with a 2, we're away, aren't we? 20,500. 21, 21. I can't help because I don't know what they're worth. 21 and a half, obviously he does. 21 and a half, 22, 22.5. Gonna submit it, 23. 23. It'll go, I'm sure, 23,000 and a half. 23 and a half. What do you think? 24. 24 and a half. I can put it on sale at 25. What do you think? 25. Selling. Gentleman's in the doorway. You sure? 25,000. Well done, sir. 25. Thank you very much for your bidding.
Mark Kershaw from Northallerton, the new owner of the Spider.
I've only seen them in the past, very rare they come up. Had my eye on it, and it's lovely. It's very basic. It's there for the track. It's designed for that. There's no radio or anything like that. It's just pure for the thrills of open air driving, really. To be honest, and it's sort of a modern car. But yeah, looking forward to taking it out.
And soon enough, some decent weather.
When I saw it, I just fell in love with the car, really. You know, never driven one, didn't know much about it. It's a lovely car, and it gets the looks because there's not many of them on the road. You know, I've never seen one on the road before I bought it. You know, wherever you go, people beep the horns. You can see people say, what was that? Saloon cars are probably quicker, you see on the road now. But do you have the same fun? Do you have the same feel? I mean, the newer cars, they're electronically controlled, everything else. This is just, you know, you hold onto the steering wheel and you have to steer it and point it in the right direction, you know. It doesn't do anything for you, you've got to do it yourself. I mean, it's just such a pretty car, you know, and if I show you the doors, which is just, people might think they're gimmicky, but I just love it. That's how you get in. It's just, say it's just a Lamborghini type door, you know, the gold wing doors. It's just.
So we couldn't afford the Lamborghini, but we thought we'd have a car which had the same doors.
Yeah, I suppose.
But the Spider wasn't the only car at the auction to catch Mark's attention.
I did buy another car on the same day, so I was in the trouble a little bit. So it wasn't the best of ideas, really. So I ended up with two on the same day. So it didn't go down too well, really, to be honest. So. That's just me sometimes, been going over the top, really. But
go on, what else did you get?
I bought a Porsche 911 on the same day, so it was.
As you do.
Well, as you do, yeah. It was a bad day for my pocket, really, I suppose. But yeah, I wasn't in the good books, I must admit, for a little while. But she forgot about it anyway. So what can I say? But,
sorry,
yeah. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Just keep saying sorry, yeah.
Manchester. And antiques warehouse owner Ian McDonald has a dilemma.
If there's a space, fill it. The hunt is part of the excitement. When you come into the places like this, you never know what you're going to see.
With furniture stacked high and an eclectic collection of vehicles, where to put his new purchases.
Otherwise you're going to rub out colour. You don't want all the colour off.
The 1926 Dodge Brothers bus.
I had to buy that bus. Yeah, I like that bus. I don't know if it's unique, but I've not seen one before. And the restoration that's gone on in it, it's a beautiful thing.
But Ian also bought another unusual vehicle at the auction.
Do you want 4-3? 4-3.
4-3. 4,000. No one wants to go home.
After a bit of a bidding war.
Rob, this man don't mess about. Straight back in at 4-4.
The multi-purpose Montgomery Reed Railway Goods Yard truck.
There's going to be a punch-up on the floor in a minute here.
Was all his.
We finally got there at £5,000. There we are.
Why have we bought a coal wagon?
The honest answer is the price. I think it was very cheap. We'll stock it, clean it, make sure it's working, make sure everything's running right, but I think there's a profit to be had in that. It's a strange object. I like it. Put 2 chocks under the wheel so you can get over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be the best thing, yeah.
Hold on, Derek.
Have them off here.
We've made a 20,000 investment for the company. If I asked you to go and find a bus or a coal wagon like this in this condition, could you do? And I'll answer it for you, no. Right, lads, can you give Derek a lift here, please? A little bit of right. Yeah.
It appeals to me, to be perfectly honest. I think it's lovely. I know it's been a conversion. It's been a hearse in its day, but I think it's great. Beautiful condition, stunning condition.
Look at that.
We're all odd, aren't we? Ian is nearly as odd as me, so I can well understand it, because I think it's a really attractive bit of kit, I really do. And have a lot of fun with that. Great deal of fun. You'll hire it out or use it a bit, won't it? Make a nice little wedding bus, wouldn't it?
The bus is the perfect fit.
Are we all right that side, mate? Are we about right?
The truck's next.
Watch it, she's sharp on the clutch.
Right, okay.
Lovely little engine. Steady away. I like to involve the guys because they like to get involved. And if they want to get involved and they're happy, that's fine. Put it in second and pull away. She's real low on the gears.
Trying to stall it.
No, I won't stall it. Second will be a lot better.
Really pleased with it. It's a work of art, isn't it? All this has been refurbished to the, well, you can see the standard it's at. It's just, it's definitely the best item I've bought for a while. I'm really pleased to own it. Really pleased. It's a cracker. I love it.
Was he going up there now, is he? Hang on, I'll come up. I'm sticking it up here.
I'll just get it turned off because the fire brigade will be here.
What's going on?
What?
All these.
Is it my marbles or are they going to go up?
No, it's your marbles. You stole these, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, though, then for now, aren't they? There's something to be seen here, isn't there?
While Derek has a mooch round the warehouse,
You could spend more than a day in here, couldn't you? Incredible.
Ian admires his coal wagon.
Can you imagine the work this has done over the years? This has had a lot of hours spent on it to bring it back to this standard.
Fantastic. The old Chesterfields. Look at them, things everywhere.
It's been a workhorse. It'll have been thrashed, full of whatever, coal or sleepers, steel, anything. It'll have been battered in its life, and it's here to tell the story. It's live another day. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Oh, that's nice to settle. Oh, I like that. Now you're talking. I'll try and have a deal with him. See if we can have a deal.
You right?
Oh, yes. We're going to go and do it now. Well, what can we do then?
600 quid the pair.
You meant to say 5, didn't you?
Did I mean to say
You said
5?
you meant
No,
to say 5.
550.
I'll have
Yeah.
the old doodle for you. Is that all right? Yeah, oh no, cash, check, like, you know what I mean? Obviously, yeah. Yeah, no problem.
No sooner has Derek spent his money, he's trying to recoup it.
I'm going to sell you a load of furniture.
Good.
And, but it's brown furniture.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's boardroom type furniture.
Yeah, yeah.
Quality.
No, I'll buy it.
I'll give
yeah.
you a shout.
I'm always interested to buy brown furniture.
Are you?
Yeah.
You do all right with it then?
No, you buy it cheap.
Good day, everyone's a winner. He's bought some stuff he wants, I've bought some stuff I want. So, can't want for a lot more, can you? Absolutely fantastic. What a day.